Welcome to the Max Rally preview for round 10 of the FIA World Rally Championship. We've come a long way for this one. Can you guess where we are, George?
England, Colin, England. No, it's Australia, of course.
It is Rally Australia. We have returned to the Coffs Coast, to Coffs Harbour in New South Wales. 2 years since we were here, and such different conditions from the conditions we experienced then. 2 years ago, pouring with rain. It was slippery as slippery can be out on the stages. But George, this year, completely different. A very dry winter, lovely weather right now, defining how the stages are out there.
Colin, 2 years ago we drove these stages, we recognised them as being incredibly fast, and then it rained. And we saw catastrophe for Sebastian Loeb just off on the first day, on the first couple of stages. These are the most amazingly tough, challenging stages, unbelievably fast. Some places, drivers will be flat out for 10 kilometres. They'll be in top gear, 10 Ks, just a little bit of brakes. Unbelievable. Just some places will be like that, unbelievably quick.
10K sounds like a heck of a commitment to me, but listen, the big issue you've got in these conditions, George, is dust, and I think that could be a factor this weekend. We've already had qualifying, by the way. Remarkably, Chris Meek was fastest in qualifying. He's got a bit of a choice. You'd have to say road cleaning here is always massive. There's always a lot of road sweeping to be done. But, you know, if he does go last of the WRC cars, there is the potential for dust. What we have here in Australia is we have, okay, there are some open stages, but in other places it's tree-lined. Some places there's a canopy of trees over the stages. The dust will gather. There's very little breeze, George. Is that going to be an issue?
It is going to be an issue, Colin. It's not rained here for quite a while. So everything is properly dry. So even in those dank places, as you discussed, it will be very dry, so the dust will be an issue. We don't actually have any experience of how much the road's clean here, because 2 years ago we didn't get that chance. However, all the team engineers have been over the road and they will have gauged that risk, so they'll know that. So Chris will make his decision based on good sound engineering nous, on his feeling of course, and I would almost imagine that he'll go first on the road. The dust will
be last on the road.
No, I think he'll go first.
No way.
The dust will be such an issue. Plus the fact, if it rains, you're going to catch the later cars. Remember Mikko in Finland? It's a small. I like to go for the difficult option.
No,
Colin,
that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. They'll
You're
go 3 minute gaps and they'll go last of the WRC cars. It's a brave man that decides to go first on the road here. You know, road sweeping is in effect. They have regular rally or Australian Rally Championship rounds here, and it will be quite penalising to be anything other than maybe 4, 5, 6 on the road here. But George, let's talk about the event itself. You know, we've got one or two drivers who have to perform. You know, Sebastian Ogier had a bad event, clearly, when we were in Germany a few weeks ago. Jari-Matti Latvala, a bad event there, a bad event in Finland. Evgeny Novikov, another one that's looking for a good event, as is Mads Osberg. Lots of drivers need a good finish here. Mikko Hirvonen needs a good finish to build his confidence again. Don't forget, Hirvonen has won this event 3 times in a row in 3 different locations, which I think must be some sort of unique record. But George, who would your money be on this weekend with all those considerations?
Craigie, Colin, the best odds you could possibly have. I think any of the top 8 drivers could win this rally. They have got the collateral to win the rally. Chris Meek, huge amount of pressure, has always, throughout his entire career, has displayed great speed. The question with Chris has always been reliability. Now in Finland, you might say he got a bit unlucky towards the end of the event, just caught a rut and slipped out. Very explainable accident. You can put reason behind it, but still I can't help feeling it shouldn't have happened. And we know Chris was kicking himself after it. He's got to get over that, and I think he's the one that has the most to gain if he gets a win here.
Can he win? Do you think do you genuinely believe Chris Meek can win this event, George? That would be remarkable. Chris Meek, out of the car for 20 months, never had a regular run in the World Rally Championship, never mind a World Rally car. Do you genuinely believe he can win this?
Well, you look back on our preview for Finland, he exceeded our beliefs for that rally, although ultimately we did talk about the lack of match fitness putting him out. Well, I think he proved us wrong. I think he definitely played beyond his weight there. He boxed beyond his weight. So there's always an outside chance. Always the question with Chris is, you know, has he got the ability to pull it through? Now, I think Finland was a bitter lesson for him to learn. And he's come back. He'll be stronger. He'll be tougher. I'd love to see Andreas Mikkelsen, new co-driver. That's always a bounce to a driver.
And he was quick in practice and quick and free in qualifying. Sorry.
Remarkably so. He's got a great co-driver in there. Of course, the co-driver that's with Andreas is the co-driver that has basically rebuilt Chris Meek's career. Yeah. So there's a lot to be said for that. Mads Osberg on the cusp of everything this year. Last couple of events been running a little bit cold by his standards. He's going to come back working hard. Evgeny Novikov.
No chance. Go on.
I think Evgeny Novikov can always surprise. Most likely he's got to take a fairly stable event and get himself stabilised again, back into the way of things.
Give us a 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Mikko number 3.
Ooh.
Jari Matti first.
Ooh.
Andreas Mikkelsen third. Second. Second.
Well, what are you thinking something might happen?
Jari Matti, Mikkelsen, Hirvonen.
Well, that's a very ballsy 1, 2, 3 from George Donaldson. I have to say, you cannot look beyond Sebastien Ogier. Sebastien Ogier right now is unbeatable. He can beat himself. The car can beat him occasionally, but he is unbeatable. Ogier will win this unless something happens. I have had a strange dream about Ogier and a kangaroo. It was a very strange dream. Let's hope it doesn't come true. But I think Sebastien Ogier... I
don't want to hear the details.
No details. Details. I don't want it to happen, touch wood. Sebastien Ogier, I think, will win this one. I think Chris Meek will be second, and I think in third place will be Jari Matti Latvala. I don't think we're going to see a return to form or a repeat of Hirvonen's victories here. 3 times in a row, remember, that Mikko Hirvonen has won this event. I don't think he'll do it this time. We might get a bit of rain on this one. That could also mix things up, make it quite interesting. But look at the weather here on the beach. There are kids on the beach. There are families on the beach. They are enjoying what Australia is all about. If you want to enjoy what Rally Australia is all about, maxrally.com. For all the news, the gossip, the updates, maxrally.com.